Well, good morning everyone. I know it's a bit early in the morning here. Breakfast will be soon as well. My name is John Brady and I'm going to be the MC for today for the Queensland Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Foundation and for our 2012 graduating students. Just firstly, my name is John Brady. I'm a Birragubba Gulgallingji man from North Queensland, but I pretty much grew up here in Brisbane all my life and call Brisbane home. Firstly, I just want to welcome everyone here and welcome Annie Ruth Hegarty, who's firstly accepted the role as first patron of QATSIF. The Honourable Glenn Elms, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Multicultural Affairs and Minister assisting the Premier. The Honourable Freya Estopovich, Member for Stretton. Honourable Michael Pucci, Member for Logan. Honourable Steve Minikin, Member for Chatsworth and Assistant Minister for Public Transport. Honourable Peter Dowling, Member for Redlands and Chairman, Health Community Services Committee. Honourable Curtis Pitt, Manager of Opposition Business Shadow, Minister for Treasury, Trade, Energy, Water Supply, Main Roads, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Partnerships, Sport and Recreation, and Member for Mulgrave. Yes, Government Policy Advisors and Departmental Representatives. Our Chair of QATSIF Board of Advice, Professor Cindy Shannon, and members of the QATSIF Board of Advice, representatives of the Queensland Government, Catholic and independent school sectors, representatives from Bond University, Griffith University, Central Queensland University, QUT and the University of Queensland, and of course our QATSIF graduates, your schools, parents and staff. Just before I get into formalities, with the gathering today and how fortunate we are to be conducting this event against the backdrop of a very special exhibition when you look around, and you know, exhibition here at the State Library of Queensland, Transforming Tyndale, which is a thought-provoking journey into the Tyndale collection and what it means to Aboriginal people and its place in Queensland history. And also, just want to do acknowledgement country, just acknowledge the Turrbal and Yarra people on the land that we are today. Just want to invite Annie Ruth just to make a speak, please. Okay.
Okay, thanks very much. Wonderful morning, and it's good to see everyone that is here. I guess we have a need to congratulate the recipients of the QATSIF scholarships. And it's good to see so many young people that are here and so many that are coming and so many that have gone through that are going to be our leaders in years to come. I'd like to also encourage you, young people, to honour the legacy of how the stolen wages impacted on the lives of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders, their elders. The QATSIF story, which has become a resource for schools, particularly of those of you who through the cynical practices of the government are benefiting now, reaching that point of higher education that we, the elders of this country, have been deprived of. Since our elders were the forerunners that took up the fight and struggle for a better life, the legacy that they left, and through their through the government's perpetual paternalistic way in which they had treated our people, they hid what could have taken us out of a cycle of poverty and enabled us to determine our own future. I just have to say these things because I led the Stolen Wages campaign in this city and in this state. And I have to say also that the government itself, you know, had not consulted with us about putting money into this scholarship education. And I would feel that I have denied my people out there their rights to be able to say something about the scholarship money which belonged to our people right across this state. We, of course, the abhorrent state that the abhorrent way the state government practice and policies kept us tied to the 1897 and 1972 management by these protectors have kept us from enabling us to earn our own money, keep our own money, and perhaps look after ourselves. But you, when we were in the forefront, you are now there. And this is the challenge, I guess, is that you being in the forefront of the changing face of our future, you are there, and it is changing. Our future will change. It will change because of you. And in fact, because of the monies that you are now receiving for your scholarship, we expect, as elders, that you will change the face of this country because with the education now that have enabled you to go forward. And you cannot deny us that, because we were at the forefront. We were the ones that stood out there and marched for all the things that were happening today. So, you know, changing the face of the future is something that you should think about. The First Nations people, I'm sure, applaud you. They applaud you because of what you have done. Our gift to you is not so much the monies, is not so much the scholarship, but it is knowledge and understanding. And we hope and pray that the stolen wages, which will cause you to value what has caused us so much pain and hurt, and it will bring about healing to the lives of the First Nations people of this country. Thank you.
Thank you for the very strong words, Auntie Ruth Haggerty. We just got a gift from Murrow here, Murrow Johnson. Thank you. Just as we were yarning before with Auntie Ruth, you know, she shared a story about my grandmother, Heather Fisher. And that's a bit heavy. Yeah, she just shared a story about my grandmother, Heather Fisher, who done a lot of work here in Brisbane and went back to Warrabinda and found out she had a nickname. So I know that now. So thank you, Auntie Ruth.
Oh, you could say it, naughty girl.
Naughty girl, eh? No, she'll still growl me. I'd just like to invite Douglas Napatali, Torres Strait Islander QATSIF graduate from Kingston College, just to acknowledge the Torres Strait Islander people. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Douglas Napatali. I'm a Torres Strait Islander student enrolled at Kingston College. Torres Strait Islander region, acknowledgement of country. I would like to acknowledge the Torres Strait Islander people of the traditional custodians of the Torres Strait Islands land and pay my respects to the elders both past, present and future, for they hold the memories, the traditions, the culture and the hope of Indigenous Australia. Thank you.
And Douglas was just mentioned earlier, he's from Bardo Island and they won that Aboriginal knockout in Ipswich over the week, 2 weekends ago. So, good on them. I'd like to invite QATSIF Chair of Board of Advice, Professor Cindy Shannon to speak.
Thank you, John. Good morning, everybody. Minister Elms, other distinguished guests, as mentioned, representatives of the schools, parents, and very importantly, our students who are graduating with their scholarships this year. I'd like to add my welcome to you. I'd like to acknowledge the Jagera people on whose land we're standing and pay my respects to elders past and present, and in particular our two very distinguished elders in the front row here, Auntie Ruth Haggerty, who I'll talk a little bit more about in a moment, and my own mum, who many of you know, Auntie Joan Hendricks. Auntie Ruth, I think it's a great honour for us that you've agreed to take on the role of patron for the foundation. I think if I reflect on 4 years ago when the trust deed was signed and the opposition, and understandably so, that there was to the creation of the foundation, and we have somebody who is so respected but was so public also in their views about the foundation, who has through a very I think, negotiated process, agreed to take on the role of patron. And I think everybody affiliated with QATSIF should feel very, very proud of that and honoured that we have such high-level support from somebody who was so affected by the stolen wages. So I want to personally thank you, Auntie Ruth, and acknowledge how difficult a decision it has been over the past for you. But I will say that there was a level of misunderstanding and miscommunication about QATSIF, I think, in the early days. And we will never spend the stolen wages money. That's in a trust fund to grow. It's the money that is earned from that investment that will be spent on education for young Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, and it's that is funding the scholarships. And in my view, having had the benefit of a good education myself, there is no better future for our kids than an education and economic opportunities. So I'm really grateful for your support. I also want to thank my fellow board members who are here. I've seen a couple, but I don't want to name those who I may not have yet seen. But the board's worked very hard, and the demands on the board are growing by the day because the interest from the schools is growing, and that's a fantastic achievement. I think having been involved in the applications, the assessment of the applications this year again, with well over 100 schools applying, and the quality of the applications and the support that is being provided in schools for the students is outstanding. So the work that's being put into the cultural activities in school, the recognition and pride around those, the commitment to working with communities and with elders is, I think, a great outcome that is related to this program as well. So I really want to thank and acknowledge the schools for the efforts that they're putting in. But really, this is all about the students and the work that you put in and the support you've been given, and I hope that you really appreciate, and I'm sure you do, the opportunity and the support that's been given. And education is absolutely priceless, so make the most of the opportunity, and where you go from here with that education is an unlimited sort of opportunities. So I won't talk to it in detail, but Auntie Ruth mentioned the story of the stolen wages. I think Narelle will briefly as well. But I think another legacy we've got now is that we have a resource, we have something that tells the story of the stolen wages, and I think when people know that story, in my mind it's a little bit like the stolen generation, and when people become aware of that, it generates a much greater interest in the whole of society and empathy for the past for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. So I want to finish by again congratulating those who are finishing year 12. It's a great achievement, a really fantastic achievement, and I think you deserve a round of applause. I want to thank the schools and all the support that's given, and even just getting you here at the hour schools did this morning, I know, is no small achievement. I want to thank the Minister and the other various members of Parliament and distinguished guests who've given up the time, my board members, and last but most definitely not least, because of the source of our funds, we run on a very, very tight budget, and I have a very hard-working team led by Narelle who work incredibly hard to make these scholarships happen and to keep the schools and the students happy. So I want to thank them for all their efforts. I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cindy. We would now like to acknowledge the students who are graduating from our schools this year. As your school is called up, we also ask a staff representative to accompany you, because we wish to give to each school the QATSIF story that we have compiled as a teaching resource for grade 9 and 10 students, particularly in history. This has gone through to the National Curriculum Committee, who have looked at it and made suggestions, and we've adapted that to meet all the requirements of essential learnings in schools. So we hope that you will take this back with pride, and that your students, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students and non-Indigenous students, will learn this story. So we ask you also to be aware that you will get a printed copy today, and that any further adjustments to that unit of work will be on our website. So you will be able to access the unit of work from our website as from today. So we'd like to call forward now the students who are graduating as QATSIF recipients, graduating in grade 12 this year from Alexandra Hills State High School. Tanner Anderson, Jamie Batchelor, Mitchell Kingston Francis, Todd McDonald, Grayson Morgan, Kelsey Olive, Jessie Peden, Kayla Thurlow. Please come forward to receive these. And one to Jenny. Give her the book. Give the school to her. Books. You stand over that. Now calling from Forest Lake State High School. Broyden Ketchup, Maria Saltner, Letitia Anderson, Felicia Knox, from Ballabah State College, Terry Robotham. From Clayfield College, Claudia Mundanuthi. Now Claudia's artwork is the artwork that is displayed here today. She has won national and international fame for her art. Claudia. From Ipswich Girls Grammar. From Ipswich Girls Grammar, Juanita Christian, Kelsey Malia, Marisha Penkina, Stephanie Tamoy. From Kingston College, Janita Frescon, Lee Hosking, Corby Marshall, Douglas Naphtali, Paige Nicholson, Isaiah O'Connor, Michael O'Keefe, Braden Saunders, Stephen Saunders and Vanessa Winley.
Sorry.
From Lewis Hill College, Georgia Bright, Michelle Heenan, Kaya Morgan, Tori Nicolau, Bronte Murphy and Shalise Edwards. That's Belinda. From Mabel Park State High School, Josh R. Wing, Cody Schaefer and Misty Dullahyde. From Morayfield State High School, Carl Dahlstrom, Madison Sorrell, Tristan Stinson and Tom Hill. Thank you very much. From Mount St Michael's College, Ebony Jackson, Gabriel Saunders and Sunita Renouf. Thank you very much. From Narangba Valley State High School, Gemma Bugden, Taylor Burnett, Nicola Crook, Levi Faulkner, Jared Footet, Alana Hutchin, Thine Silby, Tori Smith, Tyron Smallhorn and Amber Young. These will be followed by Northside Christian College, Jessie Gee and Miranda Canuto. St Joseph's College, Nudgee, Jack Barnett and Tyron Taraga. Maybe they're not. Yeah. Yeah, they're coming. These will be followed by Park Ridge State High School, Bianca Brady, Justin Griffin, Katie Hart, Josephine Pryor, Tennille Hill, Henry Hodges and Jordan Howe. This is Nudgee. Park Ridge, and sorry, it's Josephine Haynes now. She's changed her name. She's got the right certificate. And if we could ask them to be followed by Red Bank Plains State High School, who will be Sari Brown, Alex Locke, Erin Needham, Ella Scott, and Carmel Curry. Red Bank Plains. Oh, Red Bank. Red Bank will be followed by San Sisto College, Leela Anderson, Rebecca Cronin, Hayley Dunn, Tamika Holbrook and Rhiannon Worry. San Sisto will be followed by St Edmunds College, Kyle Blackman, Wilson Bennett and Connor Diffie. Did St Edmunds make it? Maybe not. Okay. The next one, Ipswich, yeah. St James College, Cody Durry, Tylen Jackson Lee, Dominic Proberts and Ebony Rose Rodwell. Thanks, Teresa. St Lawrence's College, Xavier Bell, Kevin Saylor, Fraser Watson and Joseph Ganezia. Followed by St Mary's Ipswich, Ebony Lee Corbin, Keely Baker Clark and Hayley Olson. We have also Murrowa Johnson from St Patrick's College, Townsville, who will address you soon. And Murrowa is accompanied by her principal, Mrs Marcia Chockman from St Pat's at Townsville. Sunnybank State High School, Shakia Riley and Shakira Little. Maybe Sunnybank. Here they come. One. And Victoria Point State High School, the last school, alphabetically, Jessica Alderton, Rhiannon Clary, Joel Crawford, Tricia Dempsey, Tiana Cross, Travis Marshall and Jai Sentence. And we have apologies, we have omitted one of our students from Clayfield College, and we will bow and scrape and apologise and would ask her to come up so we can at least introduce you to her, because it is our error here this morning. Come on. Come here. Whose name? And we have Veda Manua, and we have missed her this morning with the certificate, and we're not sure how that happened because we do have some extras here, but she will certainly get hers and she can have her own special acknowledgement this morning. And we've also happened to Kyle Devlin from Victoria Point State High School. Kyle, come here so we can see you as well, and you can have your own acclamation as well. Sometimes things can change when we send out invitations early, and RSVPs can come back early, and so these things will happen, but thank you for your understanding.
Thank you, Narelle and Professor Cindy Shannon. We're getting there. How deadly with them smiles on them kids' faces, eh? Getting there, and especially in their uniform too. Just to note that the graduates are in rural and remote Queensland, and hence the numbers present today only the Brisbane-based recipients. But for the first time, our ceremony is being streamed throughout Queensland today. Now I'd like to bring up the students. Firstly, I would like to bring up Marwa Johnson from St Patrick's College, Townsville, a Year 12 student who has shown significant leadership at her school. She's going to say a couple of words.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Turrbal and the Yagara people, and pay respects to elders past, present and future. My name is Marwa Johnson, and today I stand before you as the Deputy Head Girl and a representative of the QATSIF students of my beautiful school, St Patrick's College, Townsville. This is a great honour in itself, but to me personally, more important is something that defines me to my absolute core. I am a descendant of the Wurdi people of Central Queensland. Within this, I am of the Turrbal, of the Tuljunbara, the Hill people, and the language of my ancestors is the Wurdi dialect of the Birrigubba language of North and Central Queensland. My skin is Bunbury, and my totem is the Sanguana. This is who I am, an Aboriginal, and nothing makes me prouder than to say that I am a part of a people and a generation moving forward. Unfortunately, stolen wages is a sad aspect of our Queensland history, and we know that it will always have a detrimental effect on the livelihoods of our parents, grandparents, and all those Maoris who work tirelessly, sweating and sore in the hot sun every day without their basic human right to their earned income. Reality is, they were slaves, and sadly, for many of our ancestors, this was their whole life. But all of us present today are here proving that we truly appreciate what our old people didn't have the chance to pass on to us personally. We are the proof that there is hope, that our old people's hard labour and domestic services didn't amount to nothing. We are the proof that something good has come from their hard work. Yes, it is financials, but more importantly, it is our old people's respect, dignity and truth that they are really owed. That's what we acknowledge and give back. Thank you to our ancestors, and thank you with the highest gratitude. For without your work, QATSIF would have no place, and so I would not have the strong support system that pushes me to take all the opportunities provided to me. Just last year, I was lucky enough to travel to Japan and undertake a 5-week short exchange. There, I had no contact with my family besides email and Facebook on the rare occasion. And although I have been a residential student at my college for 5 years now, the fact that it was so foreign and in another hemisphere really made me quite upset for the first week. But while I was there, I knew that QATSIF was supporting me. And that if I knew that, the old people were also supporting me too. This was the significance, and I couldn't let them down. I returned 4 weeks later with having one of the greatest experiences of my life. Also, after being selected for the first ever YMCA National Indigenous Youth Parliament, I was flooded with encouragement and support from QATSIF, and it was this that gave me the confidence that I desperately needed. I had more confidence in myself and what I can do. That week in Canberra and how much I grew was truly mind-blowing. This then allowed me to see what giving back really meant. I was inspired to join the Queensland Youth Parliament, which was also run by the YMCA. It was a program that really challenged me, as it was an integrated program where Indigenous issues weren't always first on the list. But it still got right to the roots of the issues that affect our state and all of our people of Queensland. Knowing that QATSIF was behind me and is proud of what I'm doing always encourages me to take that step, to go out of my comfort zone and grow into the strong, deadly woman I'm destined to be. Just a year ago, I would have crumbled at the mere thought of speaking for so many distinguished guests. And today, I'll admit that I'm still recovering from falling off side stage in front of almost 1,000 people in the school musical Beauty and the Beast last year. But I'm sure that the fact that I'm up here just goes to show that if you have the right encouragement and support systems behind you, you can really do the things like Youth Parliament for me that make you speak, so that you really challenge yourself and become better than your fears. We truly are a generation of our people moving forward, as every day we see greater opportunities for our people and our future. To all students here today, QATSIF is helping. Take advantage of it. It's here for you so that you can be the best you that you want to be. Whether it's something so frightening like standing up here speaking in front of a huge group of people to get the issues that you care about across. As long as you try, people will be proud of you. QATSIF and our old people will be proud of you. Thank you.
How deadly was that, eh? Thank you, Marla Johnson. Great speech. I was just talking to her earlier part, and she told me who a mob was, the Birragappa side, the Wary, and we're the Guy clan, our next door neighbour, so I was real proud to, especially for our connections to our, people. I'd like to call on student Henry Hodges from Parkridge State High School, who likewise brings pride to his school, to share some of his thoughts with us. We congratulate Henry on recently achieving a diploma in computer-aided drafting.
Good morning, everyone. Before I begin this morning, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners, past, present, and future of this land, which we meet today. My name is Henry Hodges. My Indigenous heritage comes from the Torres Strait Islands. I'm honoured to speak on the behalf of the state school recipients of the QATSIF Scholarship for 2011 and 2012. The year was 2008. A little chubby Henry walked through the gates of Parkridge High, totally unaware of what he wanted to be and where he wanted to go. Fast forward 5 years, and here I stand before you, hopefully a little less chubby and knowing exactly where I want to go. It has only been through the last 2 years that my plan to become a civil engineer has fully taken form, and I believe that having the QATSIF Scholarship has helped this happen. The scholarship has been important to students like myself because it has enabled me to concentrate on the main point of being at school, to learn. If I can be honest, school hasn't always been the easiest. I found subjects challenging and I've had to work harder than probably a lot more other people. Thanks to the QATSIF scholarship, I've had time to do the study required, and I am one step closer to realising my career goal of being an engineer. Yes, the financial support has enabled me to concentrate on my studies, but the QATSIF scholarship has also provided me with opportunities to explore and celebrate my cultural heritage. I've spoken to elders, participated in workshops, visited historical places such as museums, and viewed a variety of artistic performances that has widened my perspective on being Indigenous. When I was asked to apply for the grant, I had no idea who QATSIF were or what they're about. Now receiving a scholarship, I really see the good that they can do and the opportunities that they can provide. More than ever, I not only want to embrace my Māori and Torres Strait Island heritage, but I also want to change society's perception of Indigenous Australians. I want to be successful as any man in the world, and I don't wish to be confined to the limitations of past polities. I certainly do not want to be a statistic. I don't believe that any of us should be faced with that prospect, and QATSIF's work with bridging the gap and increasing the educational choices for all of us should be commended. On the behalf of the state school recipients of the QATSIF grant for 2011-2012, I'd want to give a big thanks to everyone who works to better the education choices, or to better the educational choices for all students, especially those of QATSIF. Thank you.
Thank you, Henry, for that. I'd like to call on Claudia Mudanathy from Clayfield College. In her time at Clayfield College, Claudia has gained national and international respect as a photographer and artist. We have asked Claudia, a Year 12 graduate, to share the story behind one of her art pieces, which is at the back there. And it is Claudia's work that is on display here today at the breakfast.
Hello everybody. I too acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land upon which we stand today. My name is Claudia Janice Mudanathy, and I am a Year 12 student at Clayfield College. I am also a proud Kai adult woman. My life is made up of two different worlds, remote community and city living. My remote community experience have greatly shaped who I am. I love to fish, and I am a mad NRL fan. I support all 16 teams. I have a sense of humor and I gammon a lot. Camping in the bush is one of my favorite things to do. Visiting the dumps, babysitting the little kids, and wrestling crocs are my passion. In the city, I attend the Design College of Australia, Griffith University, boogie boarding, and sometimes I complete homework. At the age of 16, I have very few goals, but the three that I am very determined to get. My first goal is to achieve and receive Queensland Certificate of Education. Receiving a graduation certificate from Clayfield College will be great, but having a QCL will be just a little bit better. My second goal is to complete Certificate 3 in Design and Photography. And my third goal is to continue to paint and take photographs, especially of my family and friends. My QATSIF funding has enabled me to participate in a range of activities, and from these experiences, passions have developed. This morning I have been asked to speak about one of my paintings. In order to do this, I need you to come with me to the Gulf of Carpentaria, on a small island called Bentinck Island. This is my country. This painting is called Maymay's Country. Maymay is my grandmother, and these are her body marks. The red stone represents her beloved country, Bentinck Island, and the body marks, 3 vertical lines, represent her husband Darwin and herself, and then the child who died at birth. Maymay was known not only for her very good painting skills, but also for her tracking and hunting abilities. My mother tells me it was unusual for Maymay to pull a goanna out of its hiding spot and then gently throws it across the fire for all to share. They are best cooked. May also taught me how to collect turtle eggs. It requires skills and patience. You must find the turtle track, dig carefully, and remove the egg gently. They are best cooked over the fire in a pot of boiling water. My Nana and I used to collect them when we would go fishing. I am very lucky that I have lots of stories to paint and that I come from a long line of artists. You've heard of some of them. My grandmother includes Sally Gabori, Amy Lugutha, Mahmood Nathi, and Paula Paul. Their works are in the gallery collection all over this country and in varying parts of this world. In December this year, I'm having a solo art show at the Wollongabba Art Gallery. Of course, you are all invited. But don't feel you have to buy, and don't forget your wallets. You can see by the works in this room that I love to paint with bright colors. I like to make it thick in some parts, and I love meshing traditional ways of life with the modern day experience. I paint my stories from my memory. My stories are those that were told to me by my grandmothers when I was very young living with them. I hope my paintings will keep our culture alive. I extend an enormous thank you to QATSIF for inviting me to speak this morning, for the incredible support it has given me, and all the students that are standing here today. Thank you.
Ladies, young people are getting up and talking. I know they should stay up here, I reckon. Thank you for that, Claudia. The next is Emily Foster, a QATSIF scholarship recipient from Mary MacKillop College, Nunda. Emily has already cut a CD and has sung publicly at Reconciliation Week events and at her local school. So I just want to, come on. Oh, yeah. What's your song about?
Hello everyone, my name is Emily Foster and I'm from Northern Territory from a place called Groote Eylandt, and today I'm going to sing for you a song I wrote for my nan called Tapsticks. And what this song is about is she got taken away from home when she was young because, I don't know, my island got invaded, and she wrote a diary, and when she died at her wake, her uncle gave me a diary, and I read it and I was like, yeah, okay, this is amazing. So I wrote a song about it. And one of the lines is from her diary, and it's called, you'll hear it, I'll sing it. It's walking around bare feet reminds me what freedom felt like to be. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. You follow what's the time of the day. Walk into hell, will it be okay? Eyes wide shut, 'cause I'm afraid. All these thoughts invading my brain. Ooh, ooh. And the time of the day is nighttime, and the time of the day leaves me awake, and the time of the day is scary. I'm running from something, I'm not supposed to be afraid, and the wake of the morning arises me. Great spirits, come and walk with me, and the sound of the tapsticks bring me back home protected, and I'm not alone. Ooh, ooh. Walking around bare feet reminds me what freedom felt like to be, and roaming the streets, I look over my shoulders. They judge me stereotypically. Ooh, ooh. And the time of the day is nighttime, and the time of the day leaves me awake, and the time of the day is scary. I'm running from something, I'm not supposed to be afraid, and the wake of the morning arises me. Great spirits, come and walk with me, and the sound of the tapsticks bring me back home protected, and I'm not alone. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Thank you.
How awesome was that? Hey, that's NITV there in the future. That show Fusion. Big thank you for the speakers, the students before. Marwa, Henry, Claudia, Emily, you know, you're our future. Next, I'd like to invite the Honourable Glenn Elms, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander and Multicultural Affairs and Minister assisting the Premier to speak.
Well, I didn't realise there was such a big crowd here today. I was sitting down the front and the place is filled up. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for your invitation to be here on what is just a fantastic day. Before I do anything else, I just want to acknowledge the 4 young people we've just heard from. If ever you wanted to go away with your heart full of where the future is going to take us, just listening to that great song and seeing the artwork and listening to what has been said to us today is just a fantastic thing. So I'd really like to acknowledge each and every one of you. And you're going straight to the Parliament. You make speeches like that, you're going to the Parliament. Okay, I'll get underway. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Could I also acknowledge the traditional owners and custodians of the land, the Yagara and Turrbal people on the land on which we meet today, and their elders past, present and future. Could I also acknowledge Professor Cindy Shannon, the Chair of the Queensland Aboriginal Torres Strait Foundation Board of Advice, Peter Kahn, the Public Trustee of Queensland, my parliamentary colleagues, Freya Ostropovich, and Freya's around in here somewhere, Steve Minikin, Michael Pucci, Peter Dowling, and Curtis Pett from Mulgrave, who is here today as well. I'd particularly like to acknowledge the people that we've also heard from today and very early in the piece, and can I just thank Auntie Ruth Hegarty for her words of inspiration. I listened very carefully to what you said, Auntie Ruth, and what you're seeing, I think, today as a culmination, if you like, of what was a pretty sorry episode in our history must make you feel pretty good. And can I also say and acknowledge Auntie Joan, which is Cindy's mum. Auntie Joan did say that she would be my date for breakfast today, so I just wanted to make particular notice and thank Auntie Joan. Ladies and gentlemen, in the few months that I've been the Minister, I've been able to move around the state a fair bit. And this is the 3rd occasion that I have been able to attend a function, something like this, where you see the future of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. On the first occasion, I was able to go to the Western Cape College in Weipa, and I just wanted to make, and I'm almost sure I'm on safe ground, but where did Claudia go? Where's Claudia? Did we meet at Weipa? I thought we did. I had an opportunity to meet Claudia in Weipa at the Western Cape College, and ladies and gentlemen, when they were showing me into the college area, we were walking through and I could hear this laughing and cheering and this just incredible happiness that was coming forward. And there was probably 30 or 40 young people, and Claudia was one of them who were there, and I just took that in. And it was just fabulous. And what Claudia and her contemporaries did and are doing in terms of identifying issues and problems and, more importantly, results was just fantastic to see. Tuesday night, I was just out there, and there were representatives from schools from across Queensland who had come to Brisbane to do the same thing. And what was incredible for me was that the young people who were there had met the day before. Only the day before, and already they were best friends and best buddies, and they were partnering up. That day they'd got their uniform for the first time, and again, it's part of the future that we see. Can I say to each and every one of you, or particularly the students who are here, you have a great opportunity in front of you. You have the right to be so very proud of what you've accomplished. You should be thanking the Foundation for the opportunity that they have given you to be able to go to some great schools, some of the best schools that we have in this state, and to be able to learn. But this is just the first part of your journey, getting to grade 12. It's what you do now. It's where you decide that you want your life to take you from now. We may have some politicians coming along, and I would love nothing better before I retire to see more Indigenous people in the Queensland Parliament. I'd love nothing better than that. So you've got to fulfil the ambition for me. But it's what you do from now. It's where you go and what you do, and more importantly, the fact that you are going to be the great role models of the future. So can I congratulate each and every one of you. Can I also ask you, as you leave here and go back to your communities at the end of grade 12, be so very proud of who you are. Be so very proud of your culture and where you came from, and your mum and dad, the country that you came from. Be so very proud. Do that. Make sure that everyone else that you come in contact with, that you impart that message to them as well. So that together, as a complete society, we can go forward, we can make sure that Indigenous people in this state reach the sort of potential that we want for each and every one of you. And can I say to you that so far as the Queensland Government is concerned, and to Cindy and the Foundation, that we will certainly be there beside you every step of the way. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming along, and congratulations.
Thank you, Honourable Glenn Elms. I'd like to call up altogether Queensland Government Sector, Mr Ian Mackey, Catholic Education Sector, Mr Mick Byrne, Independent School Sector, Ms Janine Rosso. Just to come up all together, please. And while they're coming up, I'd just like to share QATSIF scholarship recipients can be found in government schools, Catholic schools and independent schools in Queensland. QATSIF attempts to support the good work of schools and their staff, and congratulate all educators on many quiet miracles that take place in many, many Queensland classrooms every day. So just a couple of speakers here. So I'd like to call on first Mr Ian Mackey, the Queensland Government Sector.
Thank you so much. I firstly want to acknowledge the traditional owners, the Yagara and Turrbal people, their elders past and present. The Honourable Glenn Elms, I want to acknowledge you and your parliamentary colleagues, I understand that, and other senior dignitaries, and Professor Cindy Shannon. Right, this is just a tremendous show. I do feel a bit of a fraud though, because that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people spend their money on their children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. I wonder where my role in all of that is. And I'm recently reading a book that talks about the perspective Aboriginal people have of white folks. And a great quote comes from it, says, "Migaloos, white folks, are like Toyotas. When they break down, you just get another one." And I think that's a powerful comment, because it says there's a lot of work to be done here between Aboriginal, Torres Strait Islander people and non-Indigenous people as we move forward as a society. So I ask not the Indigenous people in the audience, but the non-Indigenous people in the audience, what's your role? And I think there's a really, really significant role you can play, and that is to ensure the promise of schooling is realised. And the promise of schooling is that your life will be better, that you will have a job, that you will participate. There is nothing more emancipatory than participation, to feel wanted, to feel like this is your place. It was 250 years ago, and it remains so, your place. But to reinforce that by allowing participation, work, university study, jingle in the pocket, so that you can be strong in yourselves as you go forward. So I call on the non-Indigenous people in the audience to reinforce that promise, to make it real for these students and those students also that are not here across the state. I think it's a great opportunity that we have as a society to pull together and realise that promise of a better future, which we know is real. We just got to ensure it's so. So thank you so much, and congratulations to the graduates, and congratulations to QATSIF. And I particularly want to acknowledge Auntie Ruth and Auntie Joan. I know the struggle. I didn't experience it myself, but I know what you've been through, and I really, really respect you today being here. So please receive my best wishes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ian Mackey. I'd like to call on the Catholic education sector, Mr. Mike Byrne.
Thank you very much, John, and good morning, everyone. I especially acknowledge these two wonderful people in front of me, our own Auntie Joan and Auntie Ruth. I've not met you, but just to hear that story and that passion is very much what I've heard over the many years from Auntie Joan. Catholic education has been a proud partner and a provider of Indigenous education for many years. But the partnership now, I think, that we've got with QATSIF to bring a new, I suppose, space in terms of how well we do Indigenous education. There's a number of functions that I get to go to over the years, and I've really noticed that in terms of Indigenous students, there's an extra stride of confidence in the step. There's an extra sparkle in the eyes. And that's very much what we've seen today, that sense of being proud of who you are. And I think QATSIF has played a big role, Cindy, in creating that sense of pride. Catholic education is very proud to be a partner with you in terms of that. So two messages. One, a big thank you to QATSIF in terms of what you do. We acknowledge the pain and we know that story. But we also need to be positive and go forward, and education is a great way in which we can do that, and Catholic education is very proud to be part of it. To the students, the second message. You'll be going to other graduations in the coming weeks. You'll be staff performers at your own school, and we'll be very proud of you as you sit within that grade 12 group. But there's a sense in terms of your coming together today that's even more powerful, because you give that power to each other. And we've talked about that a few times today, how important that is in terms of the future. You'll need each other. So it's great to be able to feel that across all the schools, all the sectors. We want to be able to work with you, not just now, but into the future. So congratulations to you. We look forward perhaps that some of you not only are in Parliament, but you're also in our schools, in our Catholic schools. So a big congratulations to you and best wishes for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mike Byrne. I'd like to call on an independent schools sector, Ms. Janine Rosser.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I understand that I'm the last speaker between you and breakfast, so I'm going to make it really quick. On behalf of Independent Schools Queensland, I'd like to honour the elders in the room this morning and acknowledge all participants to this wonderful event. I think, Auntie Ruth, that after what you've seen this morning, I would hope your heart is just a little fuller. These wonderful graduates, congratulations to all of you. We hope that the funding has helped to go some way to you finding your dreams. It's just fabulous seeing you here today. I know that there are a lot who aren't here, and we need to also remember and congratulate them as well. I have two other messages very quickly. I just want to acknowledge the tremendous work that our independent schools do to support their Indigenous students, whether they're QATSIF recipients or not. I know the people who are present here today often go way above what they would be considered normal service in the school to support their students. So congratulations to you for the hard work you do. And finally, I just want to make particular acknowledgement of Narelle Mullins. She has been a tremendous support to our schools. As an ex-principal, I know that she finds it challenging sometimes to get hold of the right people to talk to about this fabulous opportunity, and she just she keeps going at it. And I just think, Cindy, we do need to make special, she's going to be embarrassed about this, but special mention of Narelle as well. So thank you everyone, congratulations, a fabulous event. I'm looking forward to breakfast, I'm sure everyone else is. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Janine Rosser. Yeah, breakfast is around the corner. But just to conclude the formalities for today, I just want to thank the State Library of Queensland, especially Ms. Eleanor Wongra and Ms. Amanda Hayman, Platters on Willow, catering students and staff from Redbank Plains State High School, and the Indigenous ingredients too, I heard. Chair of QATSIF Board of Advice, Professor Cindy Shannon, for her leadership, hard work and inspiration in empowering our young people. Members of the QATSIF Board of Advice, the Public Trustee of Queensland and the Public Trustee staff, Queensland Department of Communities, the Queensland Government for the ongoing support of QATSIF, photographer Joanne Driesens, and the QATSIF Secretary staff, the engine room, that I work next to all the time, every day, 5 days a week, Narelle, Andrew and Hiob. Thank you. And lastly, special guests, students, staff and families from Brisbane QATSIF schools, graduating Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students, go out and lead, take on the world. Be courageous in your leadership of our people and all Australians. Thank you.
And I'm not going to delay it, but I'd also like to give a special thanks to John Brady, or JB as he's known to all of us. Great job. Thank you, John, very much.